got a fresh burst of encouragement as I was seeking the heart of the Father over the weekend. For many of you, I just felt his mercy kisses of grace. I felt his dew that's resting upon you. Many of you are going to get back up and you're going to get unstuck where the dogs of intimidation have come against your mind, where there's been a sense of a reprobated mind. In this now season, you're going to see that you are found and you are mine. For many of you in this now season, it's going to be that Galatians 6, as we've been ministering out of Hebrews 6 last week. I really believe it's a time to tap into the tree. It's a time to tap into me, says the King of Glory. It's the sense of the character of God in you. You were in the Spirit, now walk in the Spirit. And for many of you in this now season, you're going to see increase in more. For many of you, the signs, the wonders, and the miracles that you need are found in the door. It's the guts, the corinda, and the strength and the heart to get back up where it feels like you've had mud, where you've had a mud flung at you through situations and circumstances, and you've been up against the wall, and it's been like a truce at all. In this now season, many of you are going to have the supernatural on your natural in this now season as God is going to meet you and you're going to move forward in 2023. Many of you are going to see increase in more in 23 because you belong to me, says the King of Glory. Revelation knowledge is upon you this day. Good evening, good morning. How are you today, dear Carrie? Tell me where you're jumping on live from today. I love to hear where you are and where I'm connecting with you from. It's just an incredible connection point that we have here through media. And I tell you what, friends, it's we're ministering from the overflow as we go. Friends, I want to encourage you. Many of you in this now season are going to find your voices and you're going to flow. I tell you what, in this now seasons in your regions and your territories, revelation knowledge is going to be the key which unlocks door as you go. We see the story of Paul and the Apostle Paul, and he boasted in his weakness in the fall. He boasted in his weakness as the religious Pharisees came to shut him down at the door. And it's the same for many of you. That through sacrificial commitment, that is going to be the opening of doors. That is where hearts are going to open up through the soul, because they see that you have an integrity about you, that you come with a purity of heart, with clean hands and with a pure heart from the start. The misguided ones will always label. The misguided ones who have agendas, etc., are always going to put you, not going to feed you at the table. But I want to encourage you like Paul did. In some cities and regions and towns, he went and he worked day and night. He never took a coin. He never took a seed from anyone in the night. For others in other regions and territories, it was a bit of sponsorship, etc. For those of you who feel like your voice has been shut down because of finances, I want to encourage you. God is with you. He has made a way and he's making a way. For others of you in situations where those dogs of tradition have held you back in the line, in this now season, you're going to see there is time. Time is on your side. Revelation knowledge is with you, and you're going to see the dime. The revelation of the Spirit of truth is coming upon you, and it's going to give you a truce from the dogs of destiny coming against your mind, where for many of you, it feels like you're oppressed in the line. I tell you what is walking in the Spirit? What is the greatest miracle of all? It's coming into intimacy amid the fall, that you'll be able to go above the fray, that you'll be able to see with clarity this day. For many of you are going to see a miracle along the way, along your Damascus road this day. Good evening, good morning. How are you today, Jenna? God bless you today, dear Michelle. Many of you are going to have the guts, the corinda, and the clarity to move forward, and you're going to see the super on your natural, and you're going to move forward. Revelation, knowledge, and breakthrough is knocking at your door. The door of your heart is free. You shall fly from the soul. In this now season, the supernatural is your ability as the breath of God is upon you. Strength and fresh desire, free from the offense, you are free. It's not time to sit on the fence. It's time to trust me. For many of you, it's a question of what do you want in the soar, S-O-R-E. In this now season, it's not going to be a soaring and a grating and you haven't been able to meet your mate. It's going to be a confidence and a clarity to move forward in me. As God is moving many of you out of your postcodes, can you see? It's a sense of moving out into new territories and new regions along the way. It was the same for Paul. It was the same for Timothy. Not known, and the same for Jesus. Not known in his own town, etc. And for many of you, that's a metaphor and a prophetic picture of the lane that God has called you into, even in your town this day. Friends, I want to encourage you. There is always increase in more. We go from glory to glory. The God is not running out of anything. He owns a cattle on 1,000 hills. Can you see? Lack is behind your back. You walk with me, says the King of Glory, and culture and tradition shall not hold you back. In the land you're in my hand, says the King, and heaven has validated you. You are my ring. It's a sense of the signet ring of authority that you've been validated with, that he qualifies you queen. It is time to shake off the shackles of destiny, shake off the shackles of tradition, shake off the things which have held you back, where you feel like you've been persecuted and you have a lack. In this now season, endurance to prevail is upon you as sacrificial love has come through for you. In this now season, hearts are opening up, doors are opening up wide, and you're going to see that you are a spiritual father in the land and in the sand. For many of you in this now season, it's time to disciple those around you in the land, the ones in the twos that come to you, and you're going to see a trajectory shift as God's presence is upon you. In this now season, the gospel is good news. The message remains, but the methods change. And in this now season, you're going to see God is with you as he's giving you a fresh blueprint, as he's breathing upon you. The confidence to go, the confidence to sow, you're going to see no more low. In the sense of low, in the sense of the revelation knowledge that you need to move forward amid the seed, amid the need, amid the disparity, amid the challenges, amid the muck and amid the clay, you're going to see miracles coming through this day. You are in the vine, you are accepted in the wine. Fresh joy is with you amid difficulty in the line. Hidden in Christ, you are free to be, and you walk one with me. You are judged in me, says Calvary. Calvary was the place where I bled. This is how you see. And you're going to see as I see, and you're going to come through as I came through. And many of you are going to lead others into 2 by 2. Many of you are going to see freedom in me, and freedom in me is going to be exponential. Can you see? There's an exponential upon you this day. Those of you who are sick and tired, you're going to see a refire. You're going to see a refire as fresh fire is upon you this day, as the Spirit of God is breathing upon you along the way. Paul's thorn, reading out of 2 Corinthians in the Passion. 2 Corinthians 12, it says here, verses 9, the extraordinary level of the revelations I received is no reason for anyone to exalt me. For this is why a thorn in my flesh was given to me, the adversary's messenger sent to harass me, keeping me from becoming arrogant. These 3 times I pleaded with the Lord to relieve me of this, and he said, my grace is always more than enough for you, and my power finds its full expression through your weakness. So I will celebrate my weakness when I am weak, and I will sense more deeply the mighty power of Christ living in me. So I'm defended, so I'm not defeated by my weaknesses, but delighted. For when I feel weakness and misuse, endure mistreatment, when I'm surrounded with troubles on every side and face persecution because of my love for Christ, I am made yet stronger. For my weakness becomes a portal of God's power. For many of you in this now season, the dogs of destiny have come against your mind, where there's been a dumbing down in the line, where it feels like you're covered in dust, which speaks of witchcraft in the lust. Many of you are going to walk in the spirit and not in the flesh this day, and it's not going to be dust to dust. It's going to be must. God is a must. I boast in my weakness, and I see his power come nigh. In this now season, you shall not sick and you shall not tire. You're going to experience refire. The Spirit of God is with you as the idols of humanity were burned at the tree. Fresh fire, can you see? I want to encourage you, friends. Tradition, culture of man, and the things in your land are not going to hold you back in your span. It is time to receive from me as you pray and as you seek my face, says the King of glory. Heavenly visions, heavenly dreams, and mercy's kiss you shall see. And what does that look like in your everyday life? It looks like you're getting back up out of oppressive situations and circumstances in the line. It looks like you having the capacity to break free from pseudo-Christianity, false beliefs based upon me. For many in this now season have dumbed down the truth. They've dumbed down the way, the truth, and the life, and they've gone into a mixture of strife. They've gone into a mixture of strife, Genesis 3, and many of you are going to come and eat with me. Eden is upon you. The periphery fence is through. You're going to see the presence of God upon you. It is fresh dew, and in this now season, you're going to see oneness, and you're going to walk 2 by 2. The gospel is simple, yet it's not simplistic. It's deep truths layered to be uncovered and lived through you. And many of you in this now season are going to have a heart, the courage, and the capacity to mentor others 2 by 2. Your voice shall be a fresh sound. It's going to be a drink for those who feel like they're lost in a crowd, who feel like there isn't a way forward, who are dead man walking in this now season. The life of God is upon you. You're going to see the breath of God breathing upon you and the confidence to come through 2 by 2. Can you see? Pseudo-Christianity is no longer upon you. In this now season, it shan't be false idols. You shall come up higher and fly. You're going to see from the tree of life that there is no strife, and you're going to get back up and not die. In this now season, there's an invitation for more. There's an invitation to come up above as you soar. Many of you in this now season are going to have a strength, and you're going to have a capacity as you lay it down in the lean. Lay down the I don't know. Lay down the confusion and the fog, and you're going to say, I see so. I see so, and it's going to be. Let it be. You're going to see the presence of God lifting you up and enveloping thee. In this now season, I see a fresh fire all around you, and I see a fresh desire and the heart to go. As you go into his presence this day, as you lay down your burdens along the way, as you lay down the misunderstandings and you lay down the shine and the discard, you're going to see a fresh card. In this now season, the Spirit of God is inviting you into more. You shall soar. It's a time to get back up, Queen. It's a time to see me in the lean, says the King of Glory. There is so much more in store. Revelation knowledge is going to open up hearts, and you're going to see breakthrough amid the dart. I want to encourage you, friend. There's a fresh firing, there's a fresh fueling, there's a fresh desire coming upon you this day, and you're going to move forward and see God has won the day. That is the word of the Lord over you today. I want to pray for some of you. Some of you feel like situations and circumstances have been so tight, the squeeze has been almost like there's no light. You feel like you're at the end of a dark tunnel, you can't get out of that tunnel. You feel like oppression and depression has taken you out. You feel like you have no clarity in the skate. It's a sense of you feel late. You feel like you're overlooked. You feel like you're not seen. You feel like there's a confusion and fog in the lead. For many of you have led out with a blueprint in the past, but you've hit a hurdle at last. You've had much onslaught and much opposition, and you've questioned and you've doubted. But I want to encourage you, God is with you. You're in his shout. You walk in his victory, in his door. And friend, you're going to soar. I tell you what, the message remains, but the methods change. It's time to pivot amid the door. It's time to pivot amid the soar. I want to encourage you, friend. You're going to come through 2 by 2 in 2023. The Spirit of God is with you. God bless you today, honeybee. I tell you what, in this now season, Queen, the provision, the presence, and the power of God is upon you. And it comes from a quiet confidence. It comes from a disarming attitude. It comes with an expectation like the woman with the issue of blood. She pressed through the crowd. She pressed through for 12 years. She suffered and she came through, and she touched and she drew and she made a demand, and she saw a breakthrough, and she saw the card. For many of you in this now season, Melissa Honeybee, you're going to see increase in me, and there's an increase around you as many others will see me through thee. Through there, you don't understand it. You may look in the lack, and you may look behind your back, and you think, "Look at me. Well, I'm, in the big scheme of things, I'm really a very little in the scheme of things." But God says, "You walk with me." One person walking with God is always in the majority. Can you see, honeybee? Oh, the presence of God is your wraparound strength this day. Lay down the discard, lay down the challenges, lay down the disparity this day, and see God, who owns the cattle on 1,000 hills, lead you out along the way. There's a fresh blueprint upon you this day, and it's all about intimacy, honeybee. The gospel is so simple, but it's not simplistic. It has the power to deliver you this day, to deliver you from that oppression, to deliver you from that a sense of succession. Maybe you've had your housing, and your housing has been sold out upon you. Maybe that mortgage fell over in like a house of cards. Maybe you've been left out in the dark. Maybe you feel like an orphan in the street. And once you had something sweet, I want to encourage you, honeybee. God sees. God is with you. He is the God of second and third chances along the way. And you're going to see favor in the land, and you're going to see upgrade along the way. Oh, you walk with me, says the King of Glory, and I see, and I cross the road to give you that parched drink. Can you see? The water of his presence is with you, honeybee, and you're going to see reprieve. Come to me. Lay it down, and it's through the divine exchange, and you're going to see, as you trade it over, you're going to see the strength that you need, just as Paul did indeed. God bless you, honeybee. Good evening, good morning. How are you today, dear Kim? So lovely to see you today. I've had a good restful weekend this weekend with the kiddies, etc. We looked at a property yesterday. Busy bees with the children. I've had more time to rest, so I've got some more capacity with my voice box today, which is good. That virus has shifted. Good evening, good morning. How are you today? It's so lovely to see you, dear sister Amy. Looking forward to ministering alongside of you in the coming week. God bless you. Get your hopes up and dream with God again. Absolutely. I tell you what, that's an ease, and it's a sense of a revelation knowledge which is upon you, Queen. And I want to encourage you in that, from that revelation, from that knowledge, and from that strength, you're going to see confidence in the lane. And for many of you, are going to have the heart and the courage to get back up, and you're going to have the strength, and you're going to have the tough stuff. It's going to be a sense of more at your door as revelation knowledge is knocking at your door. It shall no longer be soar. It's going to be soar. SOAR. Good evening. How are you today, dear Kim? Kim, in this now season, I see you having download in the night with great insight. It's a sense of a courage and a capacity coming upon you. Very incredibly simple, but God is going to show you very clearly in the night. And those little nuggets of gold are going to be what you need amid the sold. Where it feels like in situations and circumstances have been sold out along the way, you're going to see God is giving you gold. He's giving you gold, and he's giving you silver in this now season, and there's a refining upon you this day. It's deeper levels of trust. Trust is a must. I'm with you, says the Lord. He has got you along the way. God bless you with that word today, dear Kim. Thank you, Jesus. Pure gold often speaks of hearts. It speaks of increase. It speaks of the presence of God with you amid the dart. And I tell you what, forever and ever and ever, you shall shine before the Spirit, and you shall see that God was always with thee. We spoke about footprints in the sand last week. You know, those times and those challenges where it feels so oppressive and so depressive, and we question and we doubt, and the Lord sees you. Because, friend, it's coming into alignment with your mind. You know, the eternal realm is an atmosphere. You know, as I was having breakfast this morning, sitting at my family table, just so reminded of the atmospheres that we create around us through truth and through revelation knowledge as we tap into the truth amidst the juice. And I want to encourage you in this now season, there is an atmosphere of heaven around you. It's like a magnetic, a connecting point. It's like a lightning conductor. It's like a electricity, a voltage all around you, Queen. And it brings the right things to you. And there's a sense of authority, Queen. And so, friend, I feel incredibly safe even sitting on my front lawn in the middle of a lightning storm. I love to hear the thunder and the lightning and the power of God. I mean, that sounds absolutely ridiculous. Obviously, you want to have your gumboots on, etc., or you want to have some rubber shoes on, you know, but I want to encourage you. God is with you, Queen. And that's a prophetic picture of many of you in this now season are going to tap into the power of God through revelation knowledge. It's not going to be your strength. It's not going to be your effort, so to speak. It's going to be a sense of boasting in your weakness this week. And that comes back to clarity. It comes back to focus. It comes back to renewing your mind with the truth. And you're going to have an internal encounter in the realm of the Spirit this week. And it's going to be sweet. And many of you are going to move forward bit by bit. And God is going to speak to you through supernatural dreams, through natural encounters, through divine people, through divine connections. Just incredible testimony. I had an Asian woman knock at my door a few weeks ago. An Asian woman came and knocked at my door with her son. And she asked me, do I know if there's any, expatriates here in my territory or in my suburb, etc. And there was a divine connection point there. And I've had some divine connections with the Asian community over the last month. Very, very divine connections. And there's favor in the land, in the sun. And I want to encourage you, as many of you are walking through, you don't understand some of these things that happen. They seem a bit obscure. They seem unusual. You don't understand, but it's actually the angel of the Lord with you. It's the angel of the Lord speaking to you, tapping you on the shoulder this day. There's divine connections along the way. And for many of you, it's to encourage you and strengthen you and to remind you that God is with you, Queen. Friend, he's not some a force that's up in the heavenly realm and you're here on earth doing a natural experience and he's discarded and separated from you, a measuring stick upon you. Friend, he has qualified you. He has validated you. He has invested everything into you. And just as we see here with Paul, he says here that's just sacrificial commitment opens the door. In the sense of, the context there is that just the sacrificial love is always the key to opening the hearts of people we minister to and serve. And for many of you in this now season, you don't understand the absurd. You don't understand the challenges, but God is saying, I'm giving you strength amid the week this week. I'm meeting you in the middle this week where there's been misguided ones, where there's been a confusion and a fog, where you've been labeled and you feel like you've been dumbed down by tradition and pseudo-Christianity in your land and in your hand. For many of you this day, you're going to tap into the power of God and you're going to see a release in your hand. You're going to see a blueprint of God upon you and the confidence with a disarming attitude releasing you into all things new. And many souls are coming into divine alignment. I told you the backstory 10 plus years ago. I had a divine encounter in the night, a supernatural encounter, a deliverance in my bedroom. There was a demon at the end of the bed. There was a religious spirit trying to shut me down. And God spoke to me. And there was a fireman in that dream and he had a hose and it was the Holy Spirit. And the rats and the gutter snakes and all the things which are hissing and coming at me, they all dissipated as we walked along the road. And it's the same for many of you. As God has commissioned you, he's mantled you, he's called you aside. And I had traditions, I had culture, I had female, male, I had no opportunity, but God spoke to me in the night and he gave me the confidence to contact the publishers. He gave me the confidence to advocate and to speak up. He gave me the confidence and the courage to stand up and to do it in a very disarming way without causing a difficulty along the way, not wanting to ruffle feathers, etc. But I tell you what, it was very misunderstood along the way. It was very confusing along the way. And it was, as God was releasing me into the blueprint at the door, many of the relationships around me fell away. Many of the people I assumed would come on board and would support me, emotionally, practically, in prayer, etc. There was nothing. They were just standing along the side along the way. And that is what it is. It's trusting the King as you continue to move forward in his ribbon, as you continue to move forward with those, with that golden thread of what he's leading you into in the glory. And you're going to see he will bring the right alignments for the right partnerships. And much of the preparation as you lead out with a vision, as Paul went to regions and territories, etc. Some places he was accepted. He was shipwrecked 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. He was beaten. He was flogged 39 times, 7 times. I believe he was whipped and beaten. All this misunderstanding, misguided ones, etc. There was much, much pain and much persecution as he carried the name, as he walked in Jesus and heaven's reign. as he spoke the truth in love, as he spoke, there is one way, there is one door, there is one Calvary that is one for all. And you're going to see in this now season as you lead out, it may be 10, 15, 20 years long track before the unpacking of that destiny and that vision becomes established, etc. But I want to encourage you, for many, that legacy is upon you, as I have a succession plan, says the King of Glory. We saw that last week. There is really an increase and an invitation into more for many of you in 2023. As God is saying, I have got you at the door. I've got your blueprint, your past, your present, your future is with me in my hand. Can you see the floor? In this now season, your ceiling shall become your floor. It's a sense of coming up higher, coming into me and trusting me. Many of you are going to have the confidence and the courage and the clarity through revelation knowledge as the blueprint is upon them. How are you? Good evening, good morning. How are you today, dear Sholanda? God bless you. God bless you. Healing and strength in your body this day, over oppression, over depression, over the things which would hold you along the way, be gone through a revelation knowledge along the way in Heaven's song. Heaven's song is rejoicing over you, Sholanda. I tell you what, the angels dance, and they dance with glee when they see thee. When they see you laying down on your bed at night, when you get up in the night, when you get up in the morning, along the way, you are in Heaven's sight. You are one in me, WON, says the King of Glory. And in this now season, you're going to see strength as you tap into the truth and take the bull by the horns and move forward. God bless you, Sholanda, today. That is the word of the Lord. I love you all dearly. I'm praying for you. In this now season, many of you, it's time to let go of the past. It's time to let go of harking back. It's time to get back up. And there's going to be a confidence and a courage and a clarity amid the dart. Many of you are going to move forward, and you're going to have a lasting of life and see others come through, let out of strife. That is the word of the Lord over you. God bless you. Thank you so much for sharing today. God bless you with the word of the Lord today, dear Sholanda. I love you dearly. I'll see you in 2 days' time on a live. Those of you who want to plug in with coaching, I'm available. Let's get connected. Let's start to move you forward in your purpose in 2023. I love you dearly. Have a great working day, a good evening, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye now.